If you're thinking of starting a business in 2024, this is why you should start an Airbnb business. And there are some ways to get started with almost $0 out of pocket. Let me catch you up on both the benefits and the challenges of an Airbnb business, why Airbnb businesses are a great idea for newbie business owners, why 2024 is especially a good time for an Airbnb business, how you can use this one business to start multiple other businesses, and then I'll give you the roadmap, including how to do this for basically free. I have personally been an Airbnb business owner for 8 years. Started with $4,000. I've made over $10 million on the Airbnb platform, but this is only one of 4 separate million-dollar businesses that I've started. So if you are looking for someone who can steer you straight as you start your first business, look no further. And if you don't believe me, check out the grades. I didn't earn these playing Pokemon Go. Might have been StarCraft 2, but not Pokemon Go. Quickly, the benefits of starting an Airbnb business. There are tons in my experience, but to hone in on the best ones for a newbie business owner. Number 1 is this business is as straightforward as it comes. The mechanics are simple. You have a property, someone stays, you treat them well, they leave, you clean the place, and you repeat. In this business, every customer is very similar. You have to learn one thing and do that one thing well. There's not a lot of complexity there. So that is good for getting started. You can do a couple things right, make money, and continue to do those couple things right. The second benefit of an Airbnb business is all of your efforts will be rewarded. And here's what I mean. I've lost money on multiple businesses. Most recently, I've lost millions of dollars trying to be a day trader. No matter how bad you want to win at being a day trader, all of the desire and effort in the world won't make you a good trader. You need focus, you need discipline, you need all this stuff that I guess I don't have. But in this space, if you try hard for your guests will see that. If you try hard to make a good looking space, your guests will see that. Your effort is directly rewarded. So if you have a lot of ambition and a lot of drive, Airbnb businesses will reward you for doing better than everyone else. It's competitive in the right ways. The third benefit of this business is it will teach you everything you want to know about business. There is not a single thing that if you don't know it, you're going to get crushed, but there is every opportunity to become good at sales, good at marketing, good at human resources, good at negotiations, good at accounting, good at photography. You can become good at so many things in this safe enough industry. This is really a good place to cut your teeth and become a business owner. The fourth and final benefit that we'll talk about in this video is this industry is really easy to steal in. Any business, you have to do competitor analysis to find out who's doing well. All of your competition on Airbnb is right out in the open on the Airbnb platform. So when you go to do your market research, you just have to fire up the Airbnb platform and look at your competition. It's remarkably easy to do. And if you find good listings, you can just copy them, because if one listing is good and it gets booked, it's no longer available. Any big market has room for 2 great listings. That alone makes this a really easy industry if you do it right. Next, the challenges of an Airbnb business. This used to be completely new, low barrier to entry. Anybody could do it. You could put a mattress on the floor and make a ton of money. It's not like that anymore. You have to have a plan when you list a property. You can't just list any property anymore and expect to make money. Challenge number 2 is you will have carrying costs if you pay rent or pay a mortgage. If you do something called co-hosting, you're doing a revenue share, but you have to have some experience to earn a revenue share style agreement, so you're likely going to be renting properties. You will have a rent payment, which means you have to perform. This is more a challenge for people who are not yet in the industry and don't know yet how the money moves. It can be kind of overwhelming or scary to think that you have to make an $1,800 rent payment and you haven't made any money yet. In this industry, you will make money. You just have to make sure you make enough. And that leads to challenge number 3 in this industry. Not everything is crystal clear. There are a couple topics that will require your study. 90% of hosts don't do this one well, so don't worry, you won't be alone. But pricing strategy. The best way to fill up a calendar and make the most money is through pricing strategy, changing your prices. A lot of hosts just do a set it and forget it. But here's one truth of business, not just Airbnb, but all around. Anything that affects everybody in an industry is something that you can do well and use that to your advantage. So any challenge industry-wide can be your advantage. Plan to make pricing strategy your advantage. Next, let's talk about why this industry is newbie friendly. We kind of brushed a little bit. First, is that this is a public industry that has a lot of knowledge base. You are currently on a YouTube channel that's helped thousands of people get out of poverty by starting their first Airbnb business. This channel is responsible for tens of thousands of listings and hundreds of millions of dollars of Airbnb revenue. And all of the videos here are actionable and free. Even my 4 or 5 year old videos. The reason why: this industry is not new. Hotels are not new. So how to clean a room, how to fold sheets, how to be nice to a guest, how to set your prices, how to design a room to be attractive, nothing here is cutting edge. And in that way, there's no trend chasing, there's no hidden knowledge, there's really no secrets. There's nothing that you need to know that no one else can know to have the advantage here. This is old school stuff, a lot of old school best practices, and the art of hospitality, servicing people. So as long as you're motivated, you will make money. And that's what makes this great for new people. Is any hospitality-based business, sales or otherwise, people who get burned out stop performing well. And in this industry, if a host gets tired and stops performing, they start to take a back seat on Airbnb. New people, optimistic people, motivated people will always do well in this industry because they are willing to do what it takes to make guests happy, because they're excited to build their business. So in that way, this is a really good business for new people because you'll have that energy that Airbnb wants. And more than just being new, why is 2024 a good year to be new to Airbnb? Well, in my world, rental arbitrage, where I rent properties and put them on Airbnb, which is the most cost-effective and stable way to get started in this industry, if you ask my opinion, it relies on a couple of things: getting rents at a good price, maybe even getting free rent from a landlord, which you can do, and acquiring furniture, putting that together and starting your business. The rental market is currently softening, meaning rent prices are coming down. This will put pressure on buildings to fill up their buildings before it gets too bad. So apartment complexes that are seeing a drop in rent prices and have a bunch of empty units are going to be afraid, and they're going to rush to fill them. And that's where you can make your offer to do your business in exchange for permission and good rent. You can even use that pressure and push it farther to get 8 weeks or 10 weeks of rent for free. This is a sale. It's a negotiation. I recommend you learn sales no matter what business you start, because every business owner will have to sell their business and prospect on behalf of their business at some point. If you want to be a business owner, learn sales. This will pay you twice now, not just with the landlord, but with people selling furniture. Airbnb is more than 10 years old, which means there's churn now. And that churn means that people are quitting the space, which means that they are selling their furniture. And if you've ever tried to sell furniture before, you'd be amazed at how much of a discount you have to give to get that stuff gone. Even more than that, they're selling things people don't want usually. All the dishes, silverware, the towels, all this random stuff. But for you, that's exactly what you want. You want everything that they have. They are not expecting to find you when they sell their furniture. So you can make a deal with them and do owner financing to make monthly payments on that furniture and come out of pocket way, way less. 2024 is going to be a great year for this business. And while you're hopefully hitting the subscribe button right now, let me amp up the nerdiness on this video. If you start one business here, you can start a few businesses next to this business and create synergies or do something called integration. Your Airbnb business will rely on housekeepers. You can eventually hire your own housekeepers directly, pay them by the hour, train them yourself, make your own supplies, make your own shampoo bottles and body wash bottles. This is something that we do with my 150 Airbnb properties. Once you've nailed your systems for your Airbnb team, you can sell your Airbnb team to other Airbnb hosts, and then you can sell that cleaning team to other regular customers in the regular retail space. So you can have a cleaning company clean regular houses and Airbnbs and yours. You can do the same thing with a moving company. You're going to be moving furniture in and out of places. You can start a retail business selling products inside of your Airbnb properties. If you have a clothing brand or a makeup brand or a home products brand, you can sell that in your Airbnb properties. You can even pull a Cody Sanchez and buy a laundromat. That's something that I'm looking at doing right now to drive down my laundry costs. If you're good at software, this industry needs a lot of software. It is still a young enough industry that all the softwares we have in our space are still too imperfect, too new, too narrow-minded. We need good competition. So you can get into the space, learn what the space needs, and then write an app or 2 or 5. So my friends, that is why you should start an Airbnb business in 2024. Now let's talk about how. Like with any business at all, the very first step is to form an LLC. The reason why is even if you don't do short-term rentals in Airbnb, or you don't do a bakery, or whatever your plan A was, forming that business and letting it get older is going to be a huge advantage for you when you try to get business credit. The age of your LLC matters. So form one today and figure it out later. Step 2 is to study 2 topics, market research and sales, if you do arbitrage like me. If you do co-hosting, same. If you're going to buy property, just market research. Your goal should be to learn sales while also identifying the types of properties that you want to do Airbnb with. Anywhere in the world, any city, any destination, there will be products that make money. You just need to find the type that does, and then target those products and get some of your own. By the time you identify the products that you like with market research from the videos that I can give you for free on this YouTube channel, you can also take the sales skills that you've acquired from my mentorship on sales. Call landlords, ask to meet them in person, pitch them short-term rentals, win the deal, and get some free rent on the front end. And this is how you're going to do this for free, or almost free if you can. You'll have to pay an application fee. It's probably going to be $60 or $100, but you can convince that landlord to give you the first 6 or 8 weeks of rent for free. I've had students get furnished properties, no money down for 12 weeks on a 3-year lease. It happens, it works, you just have to believe it's possible. I don't recommend furnished properties because your market research will have identified design styles that will do well. You're likely not going to find a furnished listing that's the design style that you want. So find something empty, get the landlord to give you free rent, then go to a person who's selling furniture of the same style that you like, talk to them, meet them in person again, apply some persuasion, convince them to give you seller financing on their furniture. As an alternative to selling the furniture half off, they can get almost full price from you over the course of 12 or 18 months. They'll know where the furniture is, they'll know what you're doing with it, and you can even write in the contract that if you default, they can take over the Airbnb business that you started because they own the furniture that's in there anyway. Something like that. And what you've built now is an LLC that's holding leases and has furniture and is making cash flow, and you can continue to build that business the same way, arguably risk-free, as long as you do everything legitimately through your LLC. Your next step, if you are interested in starting an Airbnb business, watch the free videos on this YouTube channel. It is unmatched in the amount of free content that you will get. You can ask me questions on Instagram or in one of my free Facebook groups. There are links for those as well. I will answer your questions because this is what I love to do. And if you're in the mood for another video right now, watch this video next. This will really take you there if you're looking forward to starting your first Airbnb. Thank you so much for watching this video, and as always guys, I will see you on the other side.